What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Drop It Downs with Mr. Dugai. And today I'm going to take a look ahead to tomorrow night's AFC Wild Card matchup as you have the Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, I'm going to have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. Whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Come holler at your boy. Also, if you're a Madden player on Xbox One, I'll have my Xbox One gamer tag in the description box also. Oh man, checking out, looking at both teams. First off with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Shout out to Doug Peterson, Dougie P. They coming off of a big emotional win last Saturday night, beating the Tennessee Titans to win the AFC South Championship to be in this position. A game where they was down at the end and then they came up with a big defensive play. Jenkins get the strip sack of Dobbs and Josh Allen picks it up and runs it in the end zone. But also in that game, Trevor Lawrence threw a touchdown pass to Christian Kirk. The defense played well for them. Didn't play great, but played well for the most part. It was a tough game for them to win with everything on the line, but they was able to pull it out, and here they are, team that's playing good football at the right time. Then when you look at the Los Angeles Chargers, they coming off of a game where I kind of got to question Brandon Staley a little bit. And to be honest, I'm not a big fan of him. But you going into that game already had the fifth seed clinch. Why is you playing your starters? And as a result of that, Mike Williams, their big play wide receiver, gets injured and is going to miss this game. It made absolutely no sense to me. Shout out to Brian Dable for what he did with the Giants, which made all the sense in the world. But Brandon Staley goes the opposite route and plays his guys in a complete meaningless game and then lost the game. Now, granted, he put Chase Daniel in at the end, but he had Herbert and Keenan Allen and Mike Williams out there until he got injured. Austin Eckler, Khalil Mack, they all was out there. And it made absolutely no sense to me. And like I said, as a result, Mike Williams gets injured. But a game where they still lost though. Herbert at times looked good. Keenan Allen caught 2 touchdowns. Everett got in the end zone. Eckler did have a big fumble in that game. But that's how they coming into this game. These two teams actually met earlier this year in like week 3, and the Jaguars actually took the Chargers apart in that matchup. Now, granted, the Chargers I think were without Keenan Allen, and Justin Herbert was not 100. He played through injury in that game. But man, Jacksonville looked amazing in that game as Trevor Lawrence actually was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week after his performance over there. Zay Jones made big plays, Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk, James Robinson, who obviously is no longer on the team. He had a big long touchdown run in that game. It was just a really nice performance because they played them right before they came to Philly and played the Eagles. But Jaguars took it to them up there in LA, yo. But looking at this matchup, man, from whenever the Jaguars are on offense and the Chargers on defense, the key to the Jaguars is give Trevor Lawrence time to throw the ball. As we've seen, he could pick this secondary apart if he has time to throw the ball. One thing about Trevor Lawrence is in this Jaguars is that whenever he's not turning over the football, he looks pretty good winging the ball out there. He looks prototypical. He looks everything of a number 1 pick. When he gets to stand tall and when he's not turning over the football. And for Jacksonville, before I even get to the matches, I'll just talk about both teams personnel-wise a little bit. And like I said, and he has weapons to work with. You talk about Zay Jones, who's had a career year. Old veteran Marvin Jones. Christian Kirk has broke out and been a top target for him. Evan Ingram, who used to be with the Giants, is having a big year and is a big weapon for them, in the seams. And Travis Etienne, the Jennings, Louisiana product. Shout out to him from around where I'm come around close to where I'm from. So shout out to him. He's had a big year in all essentially his rookie season as he missed all of last year due to injury. And defensively, man, Josh Allen, who was a top 10 pick. Devin Lloyd out there making rookie out there making plays. Tyson Campbell, who was a very, very talented cornerback. And then, of course, to me, a guy that's made a lot of plays for them in that secondary is Jenkins. Jenkins, who made the big pick six against Dallas and made the big strip sack against Tennessee. Jacksonville is a young, up and coming team. You know, if they just continue to add to their personnel, they got a nice little core right as they have their quarterback in place. And when you look at the LA Chargers, Justin Herbert is another guy who's just prototypical. looks amazing. Has a big, beautiful arm. I mean, when he throws the football, it's a thing of beauty, yo. Austin Eckler, who is one of the better, multifaceted running backs in the league. And then Keenan Allen, old solid, reliable veteran receiver. Now, Mike Williams being out is a big loss. Mike Williams was the only one who scored against Jacksonville in their first meeting. So that's going to be a big loss. But, they do got they got Carter, they got Palmer, they got Guyton, other guys who could make plays, not to the effect of Williams, but guys that, the Chargers are going to be leaning on to make plays in this game. I don't quite know what's up with Joey Bosa. I'm not going to lie to y'all. But I know they got Khalil Mack out there. And they got Derwin James, Asante Samuel Jr., and all those guys in the secondary. Very, very, and then shout out to my guy Cameron Dicker, the kicker, Cameron Dicker, who was with us for a week and has now been kicking with the Chargers pretty good. But like I was saying earlier, the matchups when Jacksonville has the ball going up against the Chargers defense, they just gotta not turn over the football. Like if they hang on to the football, I feel like they could move the ball, against the Chargers defense. And for the Chargers, obviously, same with them, forced turnovers. Like if they could get their hands on a couple of balls, Lawrence does have a propensity to turn the football over. And if the Chargers could get them a couple of times, they'll put themselves in business. When the Chargers have the ball against the Jaguars defense, first off, with the Chargers offense, the key to them is just, running the football, man. Get a good run game going with Austin Eckler. You are missing Mike Williams, especially in that red zone where you don't have the threat of an Austin Eckler. Of a Mike Williams, excuse me. You can run the football. And for Jacksonville, it's putting pressure on Herbert, man. With Josh Allen and those guys up front, put pressure on Herbert because if Herbert could stand back that tall, he's a pretty good quarterback as well. So now for my prediction, I understand the Chargers are, I think, a 2.5 point favorite, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I like Jacksonville to pull the upset here. I think Mike Williams being out for the Chargers is a really, really big deal. Jacksonville's coming in with a ton of momentum. They're at home. That crowd is gonna be hungry to get out there and make an impact. And they just, I think about Lawrence is comfortable going up against this defense. So I think the Jacksonville Jaguars and Doug Peterson will pull off the upset and knock off the LA Chargers. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe and have Philadelphia Eagles, NFL, and content of my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly Eagles, fly.